A three-time state high school champion, Gable remained in the state of Iowa for college, attending Iowa State University, where he won 118 straight matches and 2 national titles, suffering his lone defeat in his last collegiate match.
It made me, and I don't mean because I lost, it's because of how I went about figuring that loss out. You know, I'm still upset about it, but if I hadn't had that loss, I don't think I would have been the same person at all in my family life, in my continuing to wrestle after that, and then my coaching life. You know, the bottom line is that's really when I started to get good after that loss.
He went on to the Olympics then, that year, 72, in Munich, Germany, and didn't even lose a point, let alone a match, when he wrestled and won the championship there.
The Russians tried hard, and they took that as a personal slap in the face, that they could not beat an American at a certain weight. And Dan Gable was just punishing their wrestlers almost into submission. They could not score a point against him, and ever since then, he's been just a godlike figure. He can walk into a Russian gymnasium or wrestling parlor right now, and they'll still say the words Gebal, Gebal.
Following the 1972 Summer Olympics, newly hired Iowa head coach Gary Kurtelmeyer offered Gable a position on the coaching staff, forever changing both the Hawkeye and Cyclone wrestling programs.
When I was growing up, University of Iowa was not the premier wrestling program. In fact, I doubt if they had 100 people in the stands when they wrestled. Iowa State was the wrestling champions of the day, and that's because Dan Gable was a big part of that. So for Dan Gable to move from Iowa State to Iowa and then make it what it is unbelievable.
Iowa State and Ames, they must rue the day they did not make room for him to coach at Iowa State and go to Iowa. By not hiring Dan Gable, it only cost Iowa State 15 national titles.
Gary Kurtelmeyer, who was a former NCAA champion at the University of Iowa, he brought me in and he put me in charge of the area that I was strongest at. He felt I was stronger than him in training the athletes, and he was really good at teaching me in those less strong areas. So it was like he knew that wrestling room was where I needed to be.
As an assistant, Gable helped steer Iowa to national titles in 1975 and 1976, before ascending to head coach prior to the 1977 season. Once in charge, Gable strived to ensure that the Hawkeye program would be the gold standard in collegiate wrestling.
He created the dynasty. So this is our mindset when we wrestled at Iowa. It's not, were we going to win the NCAAs? It was, how many guys were going to win? So he created probably the greatest dynasty of all time.